If I do some work for you, and charge you what we agree is a sensible amount of money, and I work for you for a long time until you don't know where you'd be without me, and then even though the quality of my work is slipping, but I keep passing the buck by blaming my subcontractors and suppliers, and despite this I start jacking up the price because I know I can get away with it now, and then you realise I'm a bit dodgy. I lack any sort of creativity whatsoever. I'm a closet racist. I get punchy after a few drinks. I'm actually horribly racist, especially when I'm drunk. I'm a bit sleazy. I'm more than a bit sleazy. I sometimes look at indecent images of children. I gamble with your money. And now I'm actually threatening you if you say you're thinking of taking your money elsewhere. At what point do you tell me to fuck off? What do you mean you're still paying income tax? In a free country, tax rebellion, otherwise known as withholding tax, is a legitimate form of protest. When voting is unrepresentative of the people's will, when petitions and demonstrations prove completely ineffectual, you can write to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs with a notice of conditional acceptance of your duty to pay income tax. You don't refuse to pay, that would be illegal. You instead agree that you do have a duty to pay on the condition they can assure you that the money is not being misspent in any way. After all, it would be wrong for anyone to knowingly give financial support to an entity even suspected of involvement with criminal activities such as corruption, fraud, war, paedophilia, terrorism and/or genocide. It wouldn't just be wrong, it would be illegal, and there are laws both domestic and international which make this very clear indeed. British taxpayers are effectively breaking the law whilst British troops remain overseas in occupation of conquered territories, for example. Furthermore, whilst providing funding for government activities we deem worthwhile and necessary, we are simultaneously giving tacit consent to all of the government's activities we disapprove of. This alone is reason enough to justify withholding tax, but other compelling reasons might be the fact that alleged war criminals still walk free without facing trial, surely the result of a judicial system unwilling to risk opening a can of worms which would expose corruption right to the core of the UK government. The Brexit debacle, which right from the outset seems to have been solely aimed at creating the deepest division and greatest confusion among the population of Britain. The manner in which our God-given rights are removed by sleight of hand, usually under the pretext of protecting people and things, and sold back to us as privileges. The way in which private investors profit from the operation of the Central Bank of England as it purchases the government's debt in the form of bonds known as gilts. And just what does the UK government have in the way of collateral in order to make private investors think it a good investment to purchase bonds from an organisation in debt to the tune of something like £1.7 trillion, you might wonder? Short answer, you. There is no such thing as a gold standard in the old sense of the term. You are it. You are the new gold standard. Time to start acting like it. Time to decide for yourself if the old way of doing business in Westminster and Whitehall has a future. Withdraw your consent for the ongoing madness by conditionally accepting that you have a duty to pay tax today.